Could Ivan Toney be joining Arsenal this January? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. The transfer window may be shut, but the transfer stories continue to flow. And one story that has caught my eye in particular these recent days has been that of England and Brentford forward Ivan Toney. Now, speculation has always been surrounding Ivan Toney regarding his future in football after obviously taking Brentford by storm, whether it be in the Championship or whether it be in the Premier League these past couple of years. But it does seem that many people are predicting that we may have already seen the last of Ivan Toney in a Brentford shirt, and that when January rolls around, not only will he be allowed to play football again following serving an 8-month ban for breaching some serious gambling laws within the FA, but of course the January transfer window will reopen once again as the midway point to the season takes hold, and that could spell the end of Ivan Toney's career at Brentford, as he may seek a new challenge elsewhere. And that new challenge could come in the form of Arsenal Football Club, a side that obviously has been on an upwards trajectory these past few years in terms of challenging for the Premier League and in terms of getting better and stronger under Mikel Arteta, and has had some serious money being pumped into that club for serious financial backing. Could they be about to make another big signing? And could that signing be Ivan Toney this January? Only time will tell on that one. But many people are predicting that that could be the case for the England forward. We're going to be talking about Arsenal, about Brentford, about Ivan Toney and everything else in between. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and probably greatly appreciated. And of course, for you lot to get involved in the comments section. Would love to hear from you all on this particular story. Your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, will make for great interest in reading down below. So do get involved in that comment section. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's talk Ivan Toney. Let's talk Arsenal. Let's talk Brentford and everything else in between. This story has really been snowballing and gathering momentum in recent days. Ivan Toney seems to be convinced of a move. People seem to be convinced that the move will happen. It does seem that we may have seen the last of Ivan Toney in a Brentford shirt from obviously last season, and obviously once his ban is over, it does seem that many people are predicting he will be on the move in January to, with all due respect to Brentford, a bigger challenge in Arsenal. Multiple news outlets and media outlets are reporting that Brentford would be open to selling Toney for somewhere in the region of 60 to 80 million. And I think for Ivan Toney as well, the move will come at the right time. I think obviously he'll have missed several months of football, which won't have done him any good, and he'll be itching to get back on that football pitch, I'm sure. But at the same time, he's 27 years of age. He's just about entering his prime as a striker. Of course, he's been at Brentford these past few years, and this could really be a missed opportunity if he doesn't take it right now. This could be a missed opportunity for him. This could be an opportunity that he later comes to regret if he doesn't take it right now. These opportunities might not be around within the next year or so to come, or within the next 6 months to 12 months, or however long it may be. So it would represent, in my opinion, the right time for Ivan Toney to leave. Multiple sources are claiming that it is Arsenal that are strongly linked and are in pole position to sign him, and it makes perfect sense. When you look at the way that Arsenal have started the season, it's not been terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but you do get the sense that they are lacking a bit of firepower up front. They are lacking a bit of a killer instinct up front. And when you look at Toney's goals in recent years, whilst playing for Brentford, they're not that bad. His goal records are not that bad and make for good reading. In his first season in England's top flight division, he scored 12 goals and assisted 5 times in the Premier League in 33 appearances. Last season, he played the same amount of games, 33, but got 20 goals and assisted 4 times across that competition. So you can tell that he does offer a lot in terms of goal scoring, and you would probably suspect that playing under better players, playing under, well, I guess it's somewhat debatable whether he's a better manager or not. Just saying, just throwing that out there. You would suspect that maybe playing with better players, he may get a bit more supply, and he may get a bit more, or a few more chances per game that he can stick away into the back of the net. So you may suspect that maybe those numbers may start to increase if he is playing for a better side in Arsenal. But it's not just goals that Ivan Toney will offer. He offers so much more as a striker in terms of his all-round build-up play, his hold-up play. He's strong, he's quick, he's good at bringing others into play. He offers so much more than just goals, than just a goals output, that he could really work well with what Arsenal have. Linking up with the likes of Martinelli and Saka, linking up with Martin Odegaard, maybe even helping the likes of Kai Havertz maybe find his feet at Arsenal. There's a lot that this guy can offer, not just in terms of goal scoring, but in terms of overall all-round team play that we've seen time and time again at Brentford. He's good when they're playing on the front foot in terms of his goal scoring, being in natural good positions to sit the ball into the back of the net. And he's good when playing on the counter-attack, whether it's a quick counter-attack to lead to a goal, or whether it is, with that being through his passing and his movement, and obviously pulling off defenders to obviously be in good positions to receive the ball, or whether that be in terms of a counter-attack to hold the ball up, wait for the likes of Brian and Mbeumo to obviously race up alongside him to link up with him. Those two did put together quite a good partnership during their time at Brentford. It might be coming to an end, but obviously for Toney, it could be a good thing for him going forward. Like I say, this guy could offer a lot, and this guy could offer a lot to Arsenal. And when you look at obviously what he'll have competition-wise at that club, it's not great. It's not great. Like, Eddie Nketiah, I've said time and time again, is not up to a Premier League winner's standard. In my opinion, they should have cashed on him while they had the opportunity to do so. He's more of a Crystal Palace-y type of player, type of signing. I don't know why they kept him, but that is what it is. He's an instant upgrade on Nketiah. Gabriel Jesus, I still think he's really good, and I still think he's got a lot to offer. But for whatever reason, it just hasn't quite clicked properly at Arsenal yet. So we'll wait and see. But I think this guy definitely could be the answer to Arsenal's issues, because, like I said before, it's not necessarily Arsenal have been bad so far this season. They're not obviously the same as what they were last season, in my opinion. The points suggest that. They just seem to lack a little bit of firepower, like I say up front. There's something about them. I know they've got injuries and I know they have issues, but there just seems to be a little bit less firepower going forward than there has been than there was last year. And I think that maybe reinforcement arriving in January in the form of Ivan Toney may actually help them rediscover that firepower again. And like I say, he'll be a good target man to use. He'll bring others into play, but also he's quick. He's got good vision. He's got good movement. This guy is a very good all-round striker. Is he the most perfect striker? Arguably not. But in terms of obviously being homegrown, in terms of being a Premier League proven striker to an extent, it's a quality move by Arsenal that I simply cannot deny. And I like the look of. I've got to be honest, I do like the look of this move. I think it'll be great for Toney. I think it'll be great for Brentford in a way, because they'll get a lot of money from it. Like I say, the reported figure seems to be suggested at around 60 to 80 million pounds. So that could be a very decent sum to recuperate for the Bees. And like I say, it'll be good for all parties involved. Arsenal get their player, Brentford move a player on for big money, and Toney gets a bigger move, with all due respect to Brentford. So I can't really say anything necessarily bad about it. I think this is a very good move, a solid move all round. And I think that if this is to happen, of course, and you know, Arsenal aren't the only ones interested. There is rumoured to be interest from Chelsea as well, who've been splashing the cash. But given the way that they've started the season, it's a massive gamble if Toney wants to obviously spend his time there. He'll go in there and it will instantly be an upgrade, and he may actually start bagging a few goals for Chelsea, which is what they desperately need. But would he go to Chelsea over Arsenal, given the current state of things? Maybe not. Arsenal are likely to still be in the Champions League by the time January rolls around. So of course he's likely to go straight into a Champions League side as well, which will obviously be a big pull. Arsenal looking to challenge for trophies this season. That will obviously be a big pull. It seems only money-wise that Chelsea could offer right now over Arsenal, and I strongly suspect that if there is to be a move on the cards, Toney would pick Arsenal over Chelsea. And don't get me wrong, I think he fit brilliantly into either of these sides, but for me, Arsenal has a lot more to offer Toney for the here and now, in terms of footballing merit, shall we say, rather than financial gain. So we'll wait and see, obviously, if this does materialise. I personally do think we have seen the last of Ivan Toney, and again, if it wasn't for his suspension in the game, I personally think we would have seen the last of Ivan Toney this summer for Brentford already. I think he would have been subject to a big transfer move had it not been for his suspension. But coincidentally, with it ending in January, it does represent a big opportunity for him to knuckle down, get back to football, and it does seem like it will be away from Brentford going forward. But we'll wait and see, like I say, on this particular transfer story. I, for one, I'm going to be keeping close eyes on this one. I do like Toney. I do think he's a very good footballer and a very good striker overall. Have admired him for the past few years. But like I say, it does seem Arsenal are in pole position to sign Ivan Toney should a move materialise in January. These are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of this potential transfer story linking Ivan Toney with a move away from Brentford and maybe going to Arsenal this January? I'd love to know what you guys think, your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading down below in the comment section, so do get involved down there. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and very greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll see you speak to you all again soon in another video, live stream, or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Take care. See you soon.